Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Future Trading with Mike, and today is the 27th of um, December, Monday morning. I'm actually looking at the markets. Not sure if I'm going to trade today, but just looking at the market and just wanted to see what it was doing. Volume is, you can see it's really low here, so um, that's the reason why I was saying last week that I probably will not do any trading. But I'm gonna look at the market and just kind of see what what's taking place here. We can see market opened up somewhere around here about 9:30. So we've just been kind of pushing to the upside, making these small little swings to the upside. So we're still pushing up. We did break the all-time high, of course. Let's take a look here. Yeah, the all-time high was sitting around here around 47, I think around 47.40, 47.42 area, somewhere around there. And we broke that. Actually, we broke that today. Okay, so um, we're just pushing higher. So we finally broke the all-time high, and this is my 60-minute chart that I'm looking at. So, but yeah, I just want to start off by saying, guys, I appreciate you guys for following the channel, liking the videos. Those that have already subscribed, thank you. If this is your first time watching the video, go ahead and join the team and sub or subscribe to the channel. But also make sure you hit that little bell-looking symbol or icon, which is the post notification icon that will let you know or alert you each time that I drop a video or post it on YouTube. And basically what I do is I record my trade sessions. That's all I do. I'm a live day trader. I record my trade sessions, trading the Emini S&P 500 futures. But the strategy I use, you can pretty much trade any particular market, so it really doesn't matter. So, but I'm pretty much, I trade the futures, and that's what I like to trade. So, all right, so yeah, if you're new to the channel and it's your first time watching, go ahead and hit that sub button, that subscribe button, and join the team. Let's keep the channel base or the subscriber base growing here. And okay, so the market's just like I said, been pushing higher. I did trade. I think my last trade was last. Did I trade last Thursday? I think I did. I traded last Thursday. But that was it because the market was closed on Friday. So, not sure. We got another holiday coming up this week, which is, well, this weekend pretty much. So, that's New Year's. So, the markets are the volume's thin. People are probably, traveling and doing what they do during the holiday season, and not too many people are probably in front of the screen, actually trading. So, um, I think the last topic I left off on was basically trading, your psychology, your mental state, gaining where the strength should come from in trading. And that should be, you have to gain control of your psychology to be able to trade because there's a lot that goes into play there. There's fear and there's greed and, intuition, discipline, and patience, all those things, all those factors that come together. Those are all different elements that you must be able to pretty much master to be able to make sure that you're trading correctly. And we're all going to take losses. We all take losses. The matter at the end of the day is that you really just don't want to take. You know, as I taught myself and learned in the past, and kind of gain control of how I trade, you don't want to actually take a loss that day. Some people do, and then they make it back up. But primarily, I always say if you take a loss, let it be a losing trade, but not a losing day, meaning you always profit every day, but you may end up in a losing trade. And that's just how it is because the more trades that you put on, there is going to be the greater the risk or possibility is that one or two may come back against you. You're not going to be 100% perfect at all times, but you just pick and choose the trades that you do actually get into. So I guess today what I'll talk about, I like to talk about is pretty much let's talk about some mistakes that a lot of traders make. I think a lot of this, I guess this session here or this recording here, I'll focus on, talk about mistakes. They're common mistakes that most traders end up making or in their trading, I guess let's start off with it, step one, or not step one, but number one probably mistake that a lot of people think is that they think that they can quickly step into trading and it be like an overnight success, get rich types. I'm not gonna say scheme because it's not a scheme, but get rich um, I don't know, tool to use to make money real quick. I mean, you can make money. You can definitely make money and become very successful. Lots of people become wealthy. But if you're new to trading and it's your first time, I mean, there's so much you have to learn. You can't just skip from, A to Z and then expect to start making, large amounts of money or whatever the case is. So there's no quick, rich, um, you know, tool or thing when it comes to trading. Is no such thing as getting rich quick. Um, the only way you can get rich quick, we all know in life, is doing something illegal that will end up putting you behind bars. Okay, so trading is a discipline, patience, no science to it. It's all purely me. I always looked at trading. It's an art thing. You have to be able to read. It's like reading a book and figuring out a story. It's the same thing in trading. It's reading the charts, reading, what's going on with price action, looking at market structure, and then you have to be able to understand what's going on when it comes to order flow. So there's no quick, rich thing to trading at all. Not at all, guys. So if you dump money into an account and think that you're going to skip the understanding the fundamentals and jump right into trading, guys, you're going to bust your account. I promise you'll blow your account real quick. Okay, that is a no-no. So learn, educate yourself first before jumping into the markets, because you will not get rich quick. As looking at it from as an overnight success type thing, it won't happen. I promise you. So don't let that mistake, that idea, into your head and it be a major failure to you. And let's go ahead to, I guess I'll say, number two. Um, is there a secret strategy to trading? Lots of people think there's a holy grail to trading. No, there really is not. Trading is, like I said, it's an art. It's a craft. It's something that you have to design and paint a picture yourself for. You have to there's so many people who have different strategies out there, and some strategies work better than others. And some people say, if I can just trade and profit a certain percentage of the time, whatever the case is, or they're fine with that. There's no strategy that's going to work 100% all the time, but there are some that probably work better than others. But that just comes along with being able to read the market, understand what's going on, following order flow. Just kind of the whole rundown of the biggest thing is understanding what the institutions are doing, because when you can think outside of just being a retail trader and understanding what the big players in the market are doing, which are the institutions, understanding how they push and pull in the market, and pretty much grabbing a hold of their coattail and trading like them, understand how they're moving, then that's when you become successful. And it's hard to do that at all times, because they have such large, deep pockets to where they can push and pull the market any kind of way just to stop traders out and keep them, and then turn the market back around. So there's no secret strategy to trading. You just have to learn the ebbs and flows of how the institutions move and move like them. There are strategies, I can say, that that kind of help. Um, like how I'm a pullback trader, but that's just pretty much, once price makes a move, say it's rejecting an area, and to me, that's just no more than the institution rejecting an area, pulling price back to a particular area, which could be a demand and supply area to where they're looking to stop traders out, or the market turns back around. If it's pushing up, they pull price back to an area of demand, and then of course, you want to look for failure there. And from a supply standpoint, which is from an area where price was selling off at, those type things. Yeah, I mean, and then when I see price reject or fail those areas, I always say, what, take the trade on a pullback. That's what I look for. So because it gives me a second, I guess, dose of confirmation in a sense. Confirms my trade, makes me feel a little bit better about getting into that trade. So there is no secret strategy, no secret holy grail to trading at all. It's just being able to 100% trade like the institutions. You do not need indicators in your chart. The only thing I use, which I think is very important, is just volume, because of course you want to see areas where there's been volume built, because that's price is going to come back to those areas. It's like, why would it, if it comes back to an area where there's low volume at, okay, is it going to, price pulls back to an area where there's low volume at? What makes sense to you? Does it make sense that price is going to shoot through that area, or it's going to reject that area 9 times out of 10 and then push back up? More likely, the price busts below and bursts through a high volume area, meaning it's already showing its hand, pushing through an area of volume. It gets down to a low volume area, halfway in between, or whatever the case is, price is going to come down and want to test the next area of volume, whatever the case is. Areas of volume is just areas where there's accumulated trades or positions that were taking place to put on, and then the market, is pulling back to those areas, and um, those traders that push the market higher, they're going to want to get put positions back on again and keep the strength, moving to the upside. That's kind of how it works. And that's what I look for. Price come back to an area of demand. Okay, here's a high volume area right here. All right. So to me, this would be an area where possibly price can come back to within this area right here at 46.87, say for instance, whatever the case is. Because for one, there's a level here. I would price pull back to the area where there's demand at, where there was buying at. And then there's a high volume node sitting right here that kind of helped me confirm the level two of the area as well. I should say zone, not level. But this is a level right here though. The price bursts through that area there, bursts through a low volume area, and comes down here and tests this high volume area. Well, would I take it right at the high volume? No, of course not. I'm not saying price can't bounce there. It can. You don't. That's one thing as traders, you just don't know. You won't know. Like, oh, I'm gonna take a trade. Wait, the price come back to the high volume area. As soon as it gets back to that area, you just jump right to a trade. Well, I wouldn't do that. I mean, because it may work, it may not work. I'll wait for price. I wait for the rejection. But to me, it makes sense to hold it out and wait for price to come back a little bit lower than lower end of the high volume area here, because price likes to come to the lower end and then find its way back to the mean, back to the meat of the high volume area. I call it. That little peak here. So, and to me, there's demand down here. There's buying. When price started selling off right here, okay, what happened? Price turned back around and started pushing back up. So price is moving higher here. Okay, there was some level of resistance to the left of the chart somewhere. Price started selling off. All it did was start picking. It pulled back. It pulled back. More traders got into the market, started buying the market back up, and started pushing higher. So, just naturally speaking, the market will come back down to that area where it's high volume area. With this area where it was buying at, which is position it somewhere at the lower end of this, probably around. I'd be comfortable in trading probably around this area right here. Price came back here looking at the 46.67, 46.66 and a half area there, looking for rejection, and then see what happens there. So there's no secret to trading. There's no number one strategy to trading, however you want to look at it. Okay. Now, what I will say is that if you do have a good strategy or plan that actually works, stick with it. Don't deviate from that, okay? Strategies do work. I'm not saying that there's, what I'm trying to say is that there's not just one that, that's a holy grail to all trading, no matter the market. But if you find a strategy that actually works, you just stick with that. Stick with your plan is what I'm trying to say. However you trade, stick with that plan. I trade pullbacks, just waiting for price to come to areas to, I like to trade supply and demand areas. I'm not saying you can't trade straight out flat resistance, support and resistance areas, whatever the case is. The market breaks through, structure, whatever the case is, meaning it breaks through in a resistance area. It comes right back to that area of resistance, which was now resistance, now support. Trade off of that, but you got to understand there's another side of that as well when it comes to trading. Prices, pushing lower, it pulls back, and then it breaks through that area of support, and now price returns back to that, which was area of support, which is now resistance. That's price could bounce there, but you got to understand what's going on there as well. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is that whatever plan you do have in place, strategy you have, stick with it if it works. But just don't find yourself, which we all do this because, we find something that seems to work and then we find out it doesn't work as well. It may work one particular day, it could be pure luck, but you just kind of got to narrow, minimize, and find something that actually works. I guess from a percentage standpoint, something that constantly works, every single day to where you can make a profit. Me, I stick with my plan every day. I trade certain areas in the market that, supply and demand zones that I wait for price to come back to. When price comes back to those areas, because my I guess the uh, possibility of profiting are a lot higher, a lot greater when I trade from areas of supply or demand because um, when you're dealing with demand areas, that's areas where there was a lot of buying taking place, supply, a lot of selling. So when price returns to those areas, I wait for the rejection. And wait for the rejection, then I take the trade. But you have to be mindful where price is possibly going to stop at or pause it as well. So I'm gonna move on to the last thing that I want to talk about, which is a big mistake, a common mistake, a top mistake that most people make, something that can be very um, crucial and causing most traders to blow their accounts up is over trading. And I say this quite often. Um, trading left and right, meaning like you're getting in and out of trades. And this is where the psychology piece comes into play because, lots of people, especially lots of beginners, they get into the market, they trade, they lose money, and then they get right back into it again, thinking I'm gonna make that money back real quick, or it's the emotional aspect that takes control then to where you force yourself to get right back into a trade, and then 9 times out of 10 you actually end up losing more. So do not overtrade. Wait for the right setups. Wait for the right areas or zones this goes back to sticking with your trading plan. Wait for the price to come back to those areas to where you're comfortable trading at. If you take a loss, then just set yourself up for the next trade and wait patiently. I think one of the, out of the psychological components that I talked about, I think in the last video, the number one thing is patience. Patience is crucial to trading because this is where if you don't have any patience, then you're going to blow your account over and over and over and over. Okay, so don't overtrade. Don't you're going to have bad trades. You're going to take trades that are not going to 100% work out, and you just make sure to minimize your loss and get out quickly, and just wait for the next setup to make back the loss you made and maximize your gains, your profits. Okay, that's how you do it. Okay, so with that said, guys, that's just pretty much the kind of the three areas that I want to talk about. You know, in regards to mistakes that most beginner traders and most traders make in general. You know, you got over trading and there's no such thing as a one catch all or one strategy that particularly works 100% of the time. You find a strategy that works, stick with it. Day in, day out. It may not work at all. It may not work 100%, but if it's working to whatever percent that you're comfortable with, stick with it. Okay. All right. And don't ever believe that there's a quick, rich trading is going to allow you to become successful or become rich overnight. It's not going to happen, especially brand new to trading. Like if you have no idea about the markets and you have money or capital and you say, well, I got money, I'm just going to play the market and put the money in the market, and regardless of what market it is, in stocks, futures, forex, whatever it is you put your money into, and think you're going to become rich overnight. You might get lucky and make some money, but I will assure you, at some point you're going to take a heavy loss. So take your time and learn how to trade correctly. That's all I have, guys. That's really all I want to talk about really in this video. I was waiting patiently to see what the market was going to do too as well. But guys, market up and up here, and we haven't done anything. It's pushed up a little bit, but it's not done anything that's exciting for me, and there's no volume in the market. So, yeah, volume is low. So with that said, I probably won't be doing any trading on the ES today at all. I'll kind of monitor it throughout the week to see what happens here. So appreciate everyone who watched the video today. Like I said, these are just the common mistakes that most traders make, guys. They're pretty heavy areas, and if you can kind of, stay away from the thoughts of trading is that you become rich overnight, that it's not going to happen. You've got to learn learn how to just like learning a job, learning how to do anything in life. It takes time to build yourself. And one thing about the markets, I will assure you that it's revolving. It's always changing. It's like, I should say revolving. Evolving is the word. it's evolving. It's always changing. It's always um, it's always got something new. It never stuff follows the same pattern. It's always now the pattern of pushing up, pulling back, pushing up, pulling back, or whatever the case is, or moving lower and pulling back. The market, that's how the market moves. But you have to be able to read what it's trying to do in a sense as well. So, but anyways, guys, that's all I have for you today. Thank everyone who's been watching and following the channel. Like I said earlier, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate it. See you in the next video. I was hoping to maybe get into at least one trade today, but it doesn't look like it's going to work. Work today. So we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll just wait it out here, and the market doesn't close for I'm typically like to be done trading before noontime. So, but I'll kind of look at my charts from time to time and just take a look. But today I didn't do any trading so far. So today was more of a topic of a discussion day, and I'll leave it like that. And we'll see what happens. But if I do not add back onto this video here and you're watching it now and it's posted, that's all I really have. It's just that topic about the most common mistakes that lots of traders make. Okay? So, thank everyone for watching the video. If you are trading, which I'm not going to say not to do, but if you are trading, just be safe, okay? See you in the next video. Take care.